Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. As ever, you can find me over on Instagram at the House of Langford and at Overall Sews. I'm also on Ravelry at Mad X Stitcher, and this is my monthly roundup. So if you're new here, hi, how are we doing? It is the first roundup of the year, so this is January's, and we're going to have a look back and see what I have been making, what's been going on, what I've been working on, and yeah, then have a general chit chat and any acquisitions that I've bought. My hair is doing weird things. Like, what is this bit? So yes, I'm wearing my poncho. So this is one of two. I have this in two different sets of colours. This one is just all grey and I have the tassels. Yeah, I'm wearing it because it is freezing in here. Most of my jumpers are in the wash because I've been wearing them a lot. So I've put the heating up, which is on, so it should warm up a little bit, but my bay window is right here, so it gets a bit drafty. Anyway, this is to keep me warm a little bit more. So this is the cow neck poncho. It was in Simply Crochet magazine quite a few years ago, and I think it was re-released in a newer issue as well. This has been made in Aran. The yarn is from Aldi, it's from their centre aisles. Well, the majority of it is. The tassels is actually a different grey because I ran out. I was using this in another poncho as well, so my red one has this grey in it as well, so I only had the one ball and it didn't go as far as I hoped, but yeah, it's nice and cozy. I wear this under my coat when I go to work, and I'm going to be making another one as well because a colleague of mine has seen mine and said, can you make me one too? Yeah, so I'm going to be a bit busy for the next couple of months. Anyway, my name is Maddison and I currently live in Essex with my 19-year-old son Joey. My husband lives in Glasgow. Yeah, it's been strange, but this year things are changing, so yeah, I've had to start decluttering, getting rid of stuff, doing a lot of organising and starting to pack boxes. That kind of tells you where I'm at. Kind of only started that a couple of weeks ago and it's now starting to feel really real, and I have a lot of stuff. For anyone who is a multi-crafter, you accumulate a lot. I also did fashion as a university degree. I'm a teacher, so there is a lot to go through. Yep. We managed to get a couple of boxes put together yesterday, so also broke down a bookcase that I'm not taking with me, so that's going to skip. And I've emptied the airing cupboard, which was just a junk cupboard, so I've emptied that out, reorganised what was in there, and now stuff that is going in there is stuff I'm taking with me. So I'm hoping that's going to get me moving in the right direction to get this all packed up within a reasonable amount of time. The move is coming sooner than expected because I had planned to stay till the end of the year. However, they want to put my rent up, so yeah, coming a bit sooner than planned, but hey ho. Anyway, so enough of that. What do I need to talk to you about at the very top of the episode today? I have released 2 free patterns this month, and on Ravelry I need to sort out a tension gauge to have them uploaded elsewhere, but I wasn't sure this one was going to be really popular, and it was. I've got 2. The first one is a mini rainbow, which I love. It's so quick to make and it's great for using up scrap yarns if you don't know what to do with them. They make great gifts. Yeah, that's a mini make. And then the other one was the Grinch scarf, that I finished last month. So I've now made 2 of these. This one has eyebrows and the first one didn't, but they both have pom-poms. And I put this up as a free pattern, and the last I checked it had nearly 60 downloads. And this only went up a couple of weeks ago, so I am absolutely gobsmacked. But apparently everyone wants a Grinch Christmas scarf, so yeah, that's been really interesting to see how that works in terms of a free pattern. Because I do have paid for patterns on Ravelry as well. I have my beret, I have Christmas decorations, and I have a snowman coaster. Most of them they're all really quick makes, so yeah. I'm in the process of, I've written myself a long list and done very quick write-ups of some other patterns that I'm toying with. I've also got a design in the works for a blanket, so maybe you'll see more of that over the year. Yeah, I'm going to give you a bit more info on a few other bits at the end of the podcast, so just have to remind myself to do that. Anyway, I have a standard format here. I talk about what I've finished for the month, and then I go into my whips, so what I've been working on, and finally into acquisitions, as well as my plans for next month. So we're going to start off with what my plans were for January. Now, I wanted to complete the Manatee, to complete Jackson the Bobcat, and complete the Hexie cardigan. I've only done 1 of 3, and you've already seen it. So I did do the Manatee because I finished him on New Year's Day. So you've already seen him in the December podcast, but I wanted to flash him up quite quick. Flash her, because I found out that Hortense is actually a female name. So this is actually a female Manatee. Yeah, didn't know that. So yeah, that's the Manatee. It's a TOFT pattern. It is from the TOFT Conservationist subscription, and I really enjoyed working this up. I was surprised with myself because I thought I'd be bored because it's just one shape all around. But the more rounds I put in, the quicker I wanted to finish it. So, and the more I wanted to work on it. So I'm very pleased with how this came out. But that's enough of that one. It is TOFT yarn. Uses the TOFT, I think it's silver colourway. And it is DK. Next up is a project that I don't have with me because I gifted it to a friend of mine in the very beginning of January. And it is Flow the Flamingo, which is a Nitty Critters pattern. So I did do a mini video just on this particular make. So I will link that as well. You can get all the info in there rather than me giving it to you again here. Yes. She absolutely loved it. I don't have any decent photos of it though, just the video. So I will try and get a screenshot of that to put up here. But it worked up within 2 days. It was super quick. I have this much yarn left. And that's it. Yeah, I don't actually know how many grams is left. But I really enjoyed working on it. And I feel like I'm going to make more. But I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. But I do have some more Nitty Critters kits, so I will be working those up in the future too. Now I think it's obvious that I've been putting off bigger projects because I now have 4 amigurumi pieces to show you. 2 of which use the Yummy yarn, so they're really quick makes, and 2 of which are TOFT patterns. So the very first one is a Yummy make. It is a free pattern from Hey Crochet. It's on her blog. I've made one of these before. You saw this in a light pink last year, but I found some red Yummy. So my local yarn shop, All Tangled Up, the colour is weird, but it is a really nice dark red. King Cole brought out the colour red in the Yummy for Christmas. So when I was looking for very quick makes in January, this came to mind because I had some of the green left over from something else. Or did I buy it for this? I think I bought it just for this. I don't remember. Anyway, I made myself a red strawberry. I actually sold the pink one before Christmas at a local craft fair, like a Christmas market. So I thought I would make a red one because I just like it. I know that it's not as big as it should be because the original pattern is done in Bernat, which is at least double the thickness of this yarn, but it's still a considerable size, like it's bigger than my head. So yeah, I did the seeds twice because I wasn't happy with the first placement I had for them, and I have not stuffed the stalk as much as I did the last one, but I'm very pleased with this. I just need to get a lint roller and get rid of some of this stuffing that keeps poking out, but yeah, have strawberry. After that I started working on 2 TOFT patterns. I started on the golden scarab beetle first, and I got the body and the head made and then needed to make all the legs, and because I wasn't at home I figured I'd make all the legs somewhere else, either at home or when I was at the shop, and then put them together so that I didn't lose anything. So whilst I was waiting for that, I then started off the polar bear, which is called Peter or Peter. So I have the polar bear. Now I bought this as like a kind of like a kit. I bought the yarn effectively. I already had the pattern in the Imaginariums book, but I didn't realise it did. So it is rather cute. This was a 100-gram ball of cream DK, and I haven't used, I think I've used half of it. I haven't used the whole ball. I still have plenty left over, so I could make another one. But what I ended up doing is basically collecting leftover balls of TOFT yarn to make other projects. So yeah, and I've made a very big nose for this one. I think it looks rather cute. It's very easy to make. It's a standard body shape, standard legs and arms, and then you just change elements for the head. But I love this. I actually got a free patch when I bought this because it was bought, I think there was like some offer on. I got a patch and it's got a Christmas hat on it. So yeah, it's going to go on my bag of patches. But that is Peter the polar bear. Then I finished the scarab beetle. So as I said, I just had legs to do. And this is a little scarab beetle. I thought it was going to be a lot smaller because it's meant to be like a Christmas decoration to hang on the tree. But I'm rather pleased with it. And my line across his back is completely straight. So I'm very pleased with that. But he has 6 legs that sort of curl in on themselves. He's got his little antennae. Yes, very happy with this. And that takes less than 25 grams. So I still have some of that left over. But I don't know if I'm going to make him into a Christmas decoration. I might just leave him as is. So that is in the limited edition gold. So you can see the sparkle. Which was for Christmas. So it's my mini golden scarab beetle. I'm wondering if I can do this in different colours to make different types of beetles. So some of them have got different coloured backs, for example. But I bought this because I really liked the Egyptian era. And they've got plenty of scarabs then. So yeah, my little scarab beetle. Maybe he'll be a... Oh, look at that. Maybe I'll have to wear him as like a headband or a hat of some sort. That would be amazing. The last amigurumi I have that's finished is using more of the green that I had for the strawberry. And I wanted to try and make this for a friend. It was their birthday towards the end of January. And I wanted to make, last year I made her a plush froggy, like a key ring, which is like that big. It's not very big, it's like a round ball. But I wanted to make something different, and because she's Irish, I wanted to make like a St. Patrick's Day hat to go with it, but I just ran out of time. So I have the make but not the hat. And I made a mini dino. So what I've actually done is, this is a tutorial off of YouTube. It is called Mini Dino. It is by Merry Makes. And I have put the video in my tried and tested crochet tutorials for you to have a go at your own as well. And again, the colours are washing up because I'm actually filming at 5:15 now. So the colours are washing out a little bit. I'll see what I can do in editing. But I have a thing for dinosaurs. Like, I've made the Brontosaurus a couple of times, and I can see myself making a lot more of these. They're so quick to do. They really are. But, yeah. Made another dinosaur. Again, I've used the King Cole Yummy, this time in green and white. And maybe I will get around to making a little hat for him at some point. Maybe I'll gift it to her for Paddy's Day instead. That might be better. But yeah. Mini dino. And that's it for my finishes. And I'm only 18 minutes in. That's pretty good. Normally I'm here waffling for ages. I think because they've been really quick makes and they're amigurumi, so there's not an awful lot to tell you about them other than where the pattern's from and the yarn I've used. When I do my yummy work, when I use the yummy, I use a 5mm hook. This one. What I have noticed though is the dye from the red has worn off on my hook. You can see it's just slightly pinkish at the end, which is fine. I'll just continue to use that for more yummy stuff, but I won't use it for the white, for example. And yeah, so I use 5mm for the yummy pieces, and then I use a 3mm TOFT hook for my TOFT pieces. So they all use the same hook. That means I've got a standard tension throughout. When we did the TOFT Advent, I've worked out that my tension was bang on. It was perfect for what we needed. So yeah, I'll just continue to use that 3mm hook with DK yarn and we'll continue from there. But I have plenty more TOFT projects to work on, and I'm thinking of keeping some of those out whilst I try and get everything packed basically. But yeah, so that is my finishes for January. So I think it's time to move on to works in progress. Right, I think I'm going to show you the two smallest pieces first and work my way up to the big one, because the big one is the blanket and it's currently all over my table. I have actually, let's just do that. 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, no, 20, 24, 26. I've made 26 granny squares using the Karen X Pantone yarns, which I picked up from the works. These are by Yarnspiration and they are no longer made. So each one comes with, so they've all got a name. So this one says blueberry, but they've all come with a Pantone colour card as well. So let me show you that set. Basically I have 9 colour sets of this yarn. I have also got one that's just all black and one that's all cream, but I used most of the cream to make the big ghost last year. So I'm going to use the black, I think, to start putting them together. But I have 2 in each colour order. So I might have started with the lightest colour and then worked my way out. Let me show you what the bundles actually look like, because that might be easier. This is how they come. So I've been starting at one end and working my way through the colours and then going the opposite direction, so that I get 2 different versions of the same thing. And then this is the last one I have left actually. In January I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half sets of squares. So this was the last 2 that I did in January, and then I've done the reverse of those in February. So I've already shown you blueberry. So these are teals. I then have peach blush parfait, which is this set. So I have the light version and the dark version, which are quite nice. Then I have This one is called Strawberry Chill. So there's the card. And those are my squares. So I have 2 of the dark version and 2 of the light version for all of them. Hang on, I need to stack these back again so I know what they all are. Then I have Frozen Berry, which is this one. This one reminds me of like peacocky colours. Can we see why? I really like this colourway. It is just so pretty. So I have those. Then I have Purple Pops. It's like cake pops. And they make these. Now what I find quite interesting is even though they are exactly the same colours and they're just in a different order, they look like completely different colour sets. All because of the order I've put them in. Yeah, the colours are washing out because the lighting is so poor, but I'm going to try and prevail. And then the last set, I don't have the colour card for this one anymore because I've lost it. This was the first set I did, which is mostly blues. I really like this set. I really like that one. Yeah, so I have 6.5 finished from January. I have the other half of this one and the next set finished for February, so I'll show you those in February's podcast. And the aim is to make them all into a big granny square blanket. Now the issue I have with that is I don't have enough to make like an adult size blanket. So what I think I'm going to do is make some big squares in chunky yarn because it is chunky, and do like 4 big square, 4 big square, and then alternate for the next row. Yeah, I don't know. I need to go through my yarn and see if I can find my chunky stash, because I know I have quite a bit, and I can't decide whether I want to do it all in one colour or I don't mind that it's in different colours. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. It is Karen X Pantone, and I have 2.5 sets in total left. So I now have 1 set left, which is the purples, which I showed you earlier. And then I need to make bigger squares. So I'm thinking I will start to join these once I've got the last set done, weave in all the ends, and then make bigger squares to join it together. I originally started this to make it as a blanket for my husband because Scotland is quite cold, and he requested another blanket because the one he has at the moment is DK, and I've made that a long time ago. He just ended up acquiring it from me, but yeah, it's a large blanket, but it's very thin, and there's not an awful lot of meat on my husband. He's very slim, so he feels the cold a lot more. But I'm hoping to take this up with me when I go up for February half term. Even if I have to take it up in bits and join it there. Yeah. Anyway, so I have so many granny squares. I will pop a picture up. I'll try and get a picture of all of them laid out on this table. They should fit. I'll get 6 sets on this table. Yeah, so I'll take a picture of those and I'll pop it up so you can see where it's currently at and why I need to make more squares, because my table's not very big. It's maybe A1. So yeah, I've just been really busy making granny squares. So I'm going to show you all the granny square projects. I have also put a few rounds in my cherished granny square blanket, which is in pastels. I think I've only put 2 rounds in, but I thought I'd show you anyway because I have worked on it. There is a stitch marker in here somewhere to say where I was last time. There. Or maybe I've put more than a few. I don't remember. I need to put another one here now to show. I don't think I've put that many rounds in. No. I've probably only put one set in. So 8 rounds. Since I last showed this off. But this is now comfortably, it's comfortable to cover me. But I just want to keep going until I run out of yarn. And I think this is going to end up maybe in our living room. We haven't decided what colours we're going to have yet, but I'm not sure it will go in the living room with the colours that I want. But yes, I want to continue with this. I thought it'd be quite nice as for a baby, even if it is a bit bigger. But yeah, that is King Cole Cherished in, what have I got? White, lemon, mint and peach, I think. I don't remember. I'm going to keep working. It's one of those projects where I'll just pick up, do a few rounds and then put it down. I picked this back up because I'd got so far on the Hexy Granny and couldn't go any further until it was tried on. So I picked that up for a few rounds before I started moving on to other things. And I'm pleased that I did, actually, because that's quite a nice project to work on. It keeps me calm. With that then, I'll show you the granny hexie. I'm only going to show you half. I have finished both halves and attached them at the sleeve. And I'm now starting to go down the front, around to the back and up the back. And I've got to put 7 rounds of that in before I then extend the back bit. Otherwise it doesn't reach the neck. So this one is attached like so. So I have 2 of these. This one needs 1, 2. I'm on the 3rd round of this one. So I need to put 4.5 or 4 and that much to there. 4 rounds and that little bit on this one. The other one I think needs 2 more rounds. I had an accident with the last one, so I've had to wash it, which is why there's not as much progress on that as I would like. But that has been worked up in Starcraft Special DK in teal and on a 4mm hook. So that's that. I then have 2 smaller projects that I've been working on. I started a plushy heart with the leftover red from the strawberry, and this is as far as I got, so it doesn't look quite right at the moment. I've still got, I think, 7 rounds, maybe a couple more to do. Yeah, so, and then I need to stuff it as well. So I did pick up another ball of the red at the weekend, so I will get that finished. Maybe I'll just do that first, get that done. I was waiting to show you guys in its current state before I finished it off, but yeah, I wasn't sure that's definitely not gonna get me 7 rounds. So it might give me 1 round, maybe not. That is again using the 5mm hook, which is why it's all on the table in front of me. And that is a pattern from, I can't remember, I'll have to put it on the screen. I cannot remember where I've got that pattern from. It was on Instagram that I saw it and then went immediately to go and get the pattern. I did buy it. I think it's like £1.50 or something for the pattern. I'll double check. I'll put the link down below if I need to. So anything I've mentioned today, all the links go down below, or any information about it. If you want to know what yarn I'd use, what colours, etc, etc. It'll all be down below for you. So if you want to have a go yourself, then it's there. And I have one more thing left to show you, which is a whip. And this is something new for me, because it's not necessarily designing my own pattern. It's designing, like I teach my year 7s a project where they make worry monsters and they have to design it themselves using inspiration from other things. But I don't do that myself necessarily with my crochet work. So this is the first time I've done that. It is a subscription, but I haven't got the subscription. A friend of mine does, and she basically said to me, this is what you need to do. And these are the colours we've been given. So I have all but one colour. I designed. It is the Imaginists subscription, and I am very much thinking about subscribing. And I picked up this bag from Facebook TOFT Addicts page because it's got the monster on it. So I wanted a bag with the monsters on to put my monster project in. And the idea is that you have to use the 5 colours, but you don't use all of them. You have to use less than all of them. And you have to use components from the Imaginariums book, which I don't have. My friend has it. And she bought it specifically because she bought the subscription, which I think is just great. So we were going backwards and forwards with some ideas. And then you get a sheet that you can draw up your idea on. Yeah, I'm not going to show it, I don't think. I'm going to tell you what elements I've got. So I've gone for some loopy stitch along the back so it looks fuzzy, and I'm going to cut them all. I've got some curly horns. I've got some spines, some little wings. I've got a really long tail. I'll show you the tail that I've chosen. But I want a speckled body, so I want to try and use 2 colours. Yeah. Effectively, it is a weird monster. I'm going to use the eyes as well from Bo the Dragon, because they're big buggy eyes, like big round eyes. So I want to use those. And there was something else I wanted to try and use as well, but I can't remember what it was now. Anyway. So the colours are charcoal, cream, teal and sage. Now it's the sage that I don't have, and that is 2 balls of sage. So I'm going to need to order that. But this is one of my tails. And this is very big. Like, I didn't think it'd be that big, but my design has 3 of these. So I've done 1 because I'm not sure I'm going to do all 3. What I wanted to do is do bits and then work out how much yarn I'm using before I then try and make the duplicates of stuff. Because I've decided I want loopy stitch in it, I need to make sure I've got the yarn for that. So I've done the tail. I was going to make the legs, the horns, and that's all I can do at the moment because I don't have the sage. So once I get the sage, then I can do the body. And then I'll know what I've got left. But I have 1 tail. I feel like this could be used as other things though. Like, imagine that as hair. Lots of that for hair. Which kind of reminds me of one of the plants, actually. But yes. So, I have a towel. And the idea is that you use different bits from the book. So, it's like a flip book. And you can separate components for the head, components for the arms, and the components for the legs. And then you have a page for tails. And there's a page for something else, but I can't remember what it was. So yeah, you can just mix and match basically, but you can also incorporate elements from other projects as well, which is why I want the buggy eyes, the round eyes from Bo the Dragon. Yeah, so that's all in here. I have put the 3mm hook is in there as well, just so I know it's all together. And that is another whip. There's my last whip. Yes, that's my last whip. Yeah. So, I've been a bit busy. Let's be honest. In terms of plans for February, we'll do that first. My plans for February, I'm going to finish off this heart. That's the first thing I wanted to do because that's a really quick finish. I can do that, no problem. And I can do that tonight. I need to finish the blanket, the Granny Squares blanket, because I want to take that with me in 2 weeks' time, less than 2 weeks' time. I want to take the Granny Square blanket with me. But I also want to finish the Hexie cardigan because I've been doing it for too long and I keep saying every month I will finish it. But now that I'm kind of on the home stretch, I feel a bit better about it because it's taking me less time to do a round. And once I've got those 7 rounds done to make it up to the neck, I've just got to go backwards and forwards a few times to lengthen the back. And then I think I need, the longest thing to do will be the collar. That's the longest thing. But I need to extend the arms and put my puffy sleeves on it as well. So once I've got the 2 halves done, I'll get it tried on again, stitch the back together, and then we'll decide on sleeves, whether the length is okay, and then I'll put a collar on it. So that is nearly done. Yeah, that's my plans. So the last thing then is my acquisitions. And oh my god, I've missed a whip. I have missed a whip. I think it's because I'm planning on ripping it back, but I'm going to show you anyway, very quickly. Right, I have had this lot of yarn for years now. I bought it from Lolly's Little Wool Shack as a blanket kit, and I've been wanting to try moss stitch for a while now. So, like as a blanket, and I wanted to try and use these up really quickly, so I decided to put them all together. And I have 3 colours: bright pink, purple, and black. And I figured I would do a moss stitch blanket. So this is where it is at. It is really blowing out because the colours. Hang on. Let me see if I can change the colour a bit. That might be better. Maybe. Yeah, so this is where I'm at. I've been doing moss stitch, but it's not defined enough because it's 3 strands together. So I think I'm going to stick to my original plan, which was either granny squares or hexy grannies, not hexy grannies, African flowers in the 3 colours, and then make a modular blanket, because this is not working for me. And I did the chain and I thought, oh yeah, that looks right, because it's a big chunky blanket, but that's the same size as one of my pillows. It's not really big enough for a blanket, so I am going to rip it back and make it modular. I didn't want to make another modular blanket because I have so many of them, but I feel like I have more of the black for this, so that could be my bordering and joining yarn, and I'll do the other sections in the other 2 colours, which I think will look really nice though, so I'm not feeling too bad about it. But I wanted to show you what I have been trying. I think I was using a 10 mil, maybe a 12 mil hook for this, and yeah, it's just not for me. I like that it's squishy, but not in this pattern. I think if it was all the same colour or just 2 colours, it might work better for me, but with the 3, no. Anyway, let's do acquisitions. So I've already shown you one bag that I bought, and from the same person on Facebook, I bought this one, which is the HQ bag. So it has the HQ label in the middle, the signpost, and it's just got a selection of different things that they've made, as well as the knitted needles and the hook. And yeah, this one is a tote bag though, so it's a slightly different style. Basically, I went through my bags, I was like, which ones don't I have? Which is not the best thing to be doing when you're supposed to be de-stashing, but it means now all my TOFT projects have a bag. They all have their own bag, and I know what's in what bag, and I can just grab a bag and say, I'm going to make that. And that's what I wanted for my TOFT stuff, so that's what I've got. And then I have this one, which is actually from Stuffing, Toy Stuffing, wool stuffing that you can get from TOFT. It's their own brand. It's a little drawstring bag, so this is perfect for a mini project. I don't generally buy the TOFT stuffing because I make so many other toys that I just buy polyfill. But yeah, in one of these bags you would normally get enough stuffing for 5 standard animals or 1 large animal. And then if you wanted to make a giant animal, you would need 2 bags of stuffing. So actually that's quite a lot of stuffing you can fit in 1 bag. And so if I don't use it for a mini project, I could just fill it with stuffing, and I know that is enough for 5 of the creatures. And then it's always ready for my TOFT makes. But yeah, got myself some bags. From the same Facebook group, I also got Rebecca the Sea Turtle, because I bought the kit for this. So I bought all the yarn to make this at the Knit and Stitching Show in October, and felt like the patch would be really good to sort of commemorate that. I've got patches for most of the TOFT makes that I've done. So I have the one, no, I don't really, but I have quite a few badges now, so they all go together. Anything that it is related to the subscriptions or like a make along, I'm putting those on my subscription bag, but I need a different bag to put these on, so maybe I'll treat myself to that when I move up. Then I have 2 sets of minis that I got from Laura of the Lonely Knitter, and these are the Marvel inspired minis, so I have all of them now for the whole of 2023. I was missing 2, and I think I mentioned around August last year that I was missing 2 then as well, and Laura kindly set up a listing and found some spares for me, so I now have all the sets. So I'm going to show you the last 2. So the first one that I missed was October. This is X-Men inspired, so you've got the blue from the X-Men set suits. I don't know if they've all got like names, but I know that for each mini club, Laura has done little mood boards to show where the inspiration comes from. So they all to represent the different X-Men. And then the last one, had to get this. Not just because I wanted the full set, but I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. And these are based on Guardians of the Galaxy. So you have the green for Gamora. You have the brown for Groot. There's one for Rocket. One of these has got to be Star-Lord, but I'm not sure what the pink one is. I'll have to double check the pictures. Oh, it might be Yondu. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I have 2 sets of minis. So they're all going to go together. So I have a total then, because I think there's 6 sets, and they're all 100 grams each. So I have 600 grams, and they're all based around Marvel. So I want to try and put them all together in something. 600 grams is not necessarily a blanket size for me, and this is also 4-ply. So yeah, I really want to make something with them. I want to knit a jumper. That's what I want to do, but I don't have the confidence to do that at the moment, and I'm wondering if I will suddenly get a burst of inspiration when I go to Scotland, but we'll see. So yes, 2 more sets of minis, and other than a couple of balls at the weekend, haven't really bought yarn. I haven't bought any yarn from my local yarn shop. Bought a few balls to make the poncho and to make the heart, but they were bought in February. So these were from January. And I also got the Advent minis from the little grey girl, which is Jem. And I got them on Sparkle, Gold Sparkle. I haven't taken them out of the bag yet. I just know that they're in here. So it's all wrapped up. Lovely. And I'm going to open it up and show you. If you want to see these better though, go over to Martin of Knit 365. He got this Advent last year. And I can't remember what he's going to make with it. I think it's a brioche shawl. But you can see the fade. He had the yak base, so they're a bit duller in tone. They're a bit more earthy. And I wanted the bright base, so I've got it on the sparkle. But also it's a Christmas set, so I wanted the sparkle. Oh, it's wrapped up beautifully. Oh, you can see the sparkle. So I think, I can't remember where it started in the colour. I think it started here with the yellow. So it goes from the yellowy gold, sorry about the crinkling, from yellowy gold into like a dark purple through the reds and pinks. And then if I flip it over, we have from the navies through the greens back into gold. So it might have even gone this way. I think it may have started here then. But it's a full rainbow fade and it is cylindrical, which means this one here will be fine next to this one here. It's just a like slightly green tone. I love this. I absolutely love this. It is 24 times 20 grams. So that is 480 grams of 4-ply. I love it. This is Gem's very first advent as well, but she's got an amazing touch for fades and jewel colours, and this is all based around the Nutcracker. She had fabric designed to make project bags specifically for this advent, and yeah, I had to. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm wondering if I get a black sparkle, I can stripe it, maybe? I don't know. I know that I've made a shawl before in DK from an advent, and that I had to top it up because I didn't have enough yarn. But I know 4-ply goes further. I think the issue is I don't work with 4-ply very often. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what I can do with that. The very last thing I bought, I'm not going to show you because I don't really see the point. There is a crochet subscription out called Disney Crochet. Or Crochet Disney. I don't know. I bought a friend's set of the subscription, but she had a couple of issues missing. So I've ordered the missing issues to make sure it's chronologically correct. And then I've ordered a few after the set that she gave me to make it an even number. So I now have 50 issues worth of the Disney Crochet subscription. And I don't have any of the yarn that came with it, which is fine. Sam did give me a couple of balls from it, but it's not brilliant yarn, and we both agreed that it's not brilliant yarn. But I think it'd be really good for me to use up those scraps. Like, I've got so much DK, so much chunky that's just random balls that are solid colours. So I'm going to see what I can use from that to make up some of the squares or some of the projects from the subscription. And it's going to be really exciting to have a go. But that is it. That's all I have for you. Wow. Under an hour. Now I've got to try and remember what I was going to say to you earlier on. I've just remembered. So, February 10th to 24th of... Yeah. 10th to 24th of February. So for the start of Lunar New Year, TOFT are holding a make-along to make Bo the Chinese Dragon. Now, I have had Bo the Chinese Dragon kit for a while now. In the teal, ruby and yellow. They brought out a golden bow, so I've ordered that as well, and I did a video of me opening the kits and explaining a bit more of that, so it's going to be its own video, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned it here as well. Yeah, there's a few things going on in the background that I am preparing for or working towards, and there's a lot going on. I have a whole flat to pack up, well, sort through, organise, declutter, box up, and try and work out how I'm going to move it all. But it's exciting, it's scary at the same time. Although I have really good friends, and they're trying to help me out as well, so it's not so daunting. And yeah, just gonna keep plodding on. I now have like a bag that's just got empty project bags because we emptied some of them to either put the yarn into storage or to gift or donate, because it's not something I'm going to use. So I'm having to get back into the habit of using vintage to get rid of some of my more expensive clothing items and shoes, but it will all be worth it in the end, and it means I'll have less of a headache trying to get it to Scotland. But I'm going to finish off this heart plushie, and then I'm going to go away and make the last 4 squares for this granny square blanket, and yeah, start getting myself in order. Gonna have a cup of tea and biscuits first though, because I just feel like I need it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me this month. I hope you've liked what you've seen here. If you do, please hit the like button or the subscribe button, or both. The likes really help my channel reach new people and just spread the love a bit, really, in the making community. We hit over 700 subscribers, which I'm really happy about, and I'm looking forward to building this community with you all and taking you with me when I go to Scotland. So I will have a brand new space to work in, and I am planning on doing some tutorials whilst I'm up there, whilst it's empty, so that it's less distracting. So I'm hoping that the channel will be flooded with some tutorials coming up. Generally basic things, what I consider basic for crochet, because a few of my students have said that they, even though they remember the stitches, they're not doing them how they remember, if that makes sense. They're sort of adding something to it or forgetting a step, and I just thought that if I did some very simple tutorials on the basic stitches, so for example, I'm in the UK, so double crochet, trebles, half trebles, and other techniques as well. I already have the granny square one up, but I want to do some other bits and bobs too. So for example, joining techniques and little mini projects as well. So I look forward to having those on the channel soon. That's going to be like my background project, because that requires storage space and lots of editing going on, but I'm hoping you will enjoy the content and come back for more. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all again next month. I am heading up to Glasgow again for the last sort of week-ish of February, so look out for another Glasgow vlog. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.